Democratic-run, super liberal-run cities. They're red. The red cities are doing great. I think we're doing great all over. The Republican cities, you know, we're fair. We're not stupid. How stupid these people are. Did you see Chicago? 48 people shot. 6 died.
Wow.
You know, we're in Afghanistan. We're pulling the troops. You know that. We're coming back. We're almost finished. We're pulling, finally, these endless wars. These endless wars. And we had to fight other things, but we've done a great job. But we're acting like a police force over there. No, we're pulling troops. We're almost out of Iraq. That's another one. We're down to about 2,000 troops. Did you know that, Sean? 2,000 troops. So Syria we're out, but we kept the oil. So we have some. Was it okay that we at least kept the oil? You know, I feel badly because we have some troops. Oh, you haven't pulled the troops. I said, no, we're gone. We pulled all the troops out of Syria. Remember, we were supposed to be guarding the border between Syria and Turkey. I said, why are we doing that? They said, well, you know, we are. I said, wait a minute, we have an army of 100,000 here, an army of 25, 30,000 here. We got 5,000 soldiers in them. That's a very dangerous position to be in. I don't like it. They've been guarding their own borders with different names for 1,000 years. Why the hell do we have to be over there guarding their border? We want to guard our own borders, right, where we're doing very well.
Iran can threaten the life of our president, but the president cannot threaten the life of someone else.
10 miles a week. We're up to
That's treason.
330 miles. And the wall will be
and don't fuck with USA, bastards.
That was easy. That was not easy. Our great congressman over here. That was not easy. The
Trump never announced what he does.
In favor of the wall until I said.
He just goes in silently.
We will build the wall. As soon as I said it,
you never know when it's coming to
They said, we don't want you to build a wall.
It comes
Walls
silently.
Don't work. I said, no, walls always work. You know what else works? The wheel. The wheel in the wall. You can go back. Come back in 1,000 years from now. The only two things I know for sure, you're going to have a wheel and you're going to have a wall. The computers, they come up with a brand new computer. It's genius. 12 days later, it's obsolete.
What the fuck?
But walls are never obsolete. Neither are wheels. So I made one mistake, and I tell this to these guys because they were great warriors for me, the congressmen. They were incredible, actually. I tell it to them. I should have said, instead of, we will build a wall, we will build a wall, we will build, then the Democrats held us up and fought us and sued us and everything else. And now we won so many lawsuits on the wall, and we had the military money. I could build like 10 walls with all the money we have. It's the craziest thing. Maybe we'll build it double thick, or we'll go twice as high. No, but the wall is great. Everything that they wanted. But I made one mistake. I should have said, we will not build a wall. Then they would have insisted that we build it. I could have saved 2 years of litigation. We will not build a wall under any circumstances. Then Pelosi would say, we demand that you build a wall. These people are terrible. Crazy Nancy, crazy as a bedbug. She's crazy as a bedbug. She decided to make a nice little stop in at the beauty parlor. How did that work out? I don't know. Not too good. It didn't work out too well. Can you imagine? The owner of the beauty parlor is a MAGA lady. She loves Trump. Oh, can you believe it? And I don't know what it is, but I think if I owned a beauty parlor, I had a customer, I'm not so sure I'd be turning her in. The owner turned Nancy in. That's a lot of hate. That's serious hate, right? No, she's a great owner. As far as I'm concerned, I think she's fantastic. She's for us. They said, what made you do it? You know what she said? Because I see how hard our president has to work. I see what they put him through. I see what he puts up with. And I turned her in. You know that? How about that? How about that, huh? Oh, we love her. She can do my hair anytime. I think I'm going to call her in. Check it out. Maybe you can do something. Maybe you can improve on it. It's not bad, though. I have friends my age. They're not looking too good. Instead of standing up for America, Joe Biden and the Democrats, they condemn America. And war is always waged on our great law enforcement. We love our law enforcement. Kamala Harris That's another great beauty, Kamala Harris. That's a beauty. Remember, I tell the story all the time. When you pick somebody that's hot, that's going in the right direction, right? She came out, she was at like 14, 15 in the polls, and she started going down, down, down. It never stopped. It drove her crazy. She was terrible in the debates. When do you see what, well, I don't want to put pressure on her, but when do you see what Mike Pence does to her in the debate? But I don't want to put pressure. Poor, Mike, do we have a great vice president? Isn't there? He is great. And he loves this state. Loves all the states, actually. He's just a great American. But you remember his last debate, what he did to that character from Virginia? That one wasn't good. The other guy's jumping around. Rah, rah, rah. Mike is just sitting there. We love America. We're going to lower your taxes. Thank you. You win. Nah, Mike is great. But Kamala Harris and 13 members of Biden's staff urged their supporters to donate to a fund to bail out rioters, take them out of jail, get them out of jail as soon as possible, including one who attempted to murder a police officer and a man who was accused of sexually assaulting an 8-year-old girl. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. You know, Kamala is considered further left than Crazy Bernie. Think of that. And they got there. I mean, seriously, watch. You know the manifesto that Biden, it's not Biden. Biden's not agreeing to anything. His people, his representatives, because Biden doesn't know he's alive. Let's not kid ourselves. Biden didn't agree. They just told him what's happening. They said, listen, you're against fracking, but now you have to be in favor of fracking because you lucked out. Elizabeth Warren decided not to drop out. And when she stayed, Pocahontas, you know Pocahontas? Did anybody ever hear of her? She's another great one. Pocahontas. I said to her a long time ago, I've got more Indian blood in me than you do, and I have none. I have none. Sadly, I'd love a little bit of it, but I have none. I said I have, and I turned out to be right. She choked, and she went for a blood test. Remember, what was it, 1,024? Meaning maybe 900 years ago, there was a little action going on.
Little action.
Crazy Pocahontas. She's a nasty one, though, isn't she? She's a terrible person. I was hoping that she'd win so we could go after her, you know, because I think Kamala is not as smart, but she's a little bit less vicious. I think the one who treated Sleepy Joe the worst was Kamala. She accused him of Me Too. She accused him of everything. She accused him of that he was a racist, right? That he was a racist. Because what he's done to the black population of this country was a terrible thing. She's accused him of everything under the book.
You ain't black if you vote. Come on, man.
So I said brilliantly, he'll never pick her because she was too terrible to him. She was the worst of everybody, by far, I would say. But she picked him, and hopefully that's going to be history. It's not going to matter. And that is no way for a woman to become the first president, that's for sure. And if a woman is going to become the first president of the United States, it can't be her. That would rip our country apart. This is not what people want. And she comes in through the back door. This would not be what people want, especially because it's her. Biden is called to end cash bail. You know that.
Blow Joe and blow Ho.
Vicious criminals. Meaning if you assault a cop or anybody else, you're right back on the street the next day. He called for police, and he calls them all the time the enemy. He says they're the enemy. And he just thinks it's terrible. He thinks it's terrible. Now he's liking the police much more. It's a little late. Remember, first instinct, that's where they're going. And he has no choice because he has to. Because, again, I was going to say, the radical left hates him because they think he deceived them, because they agreed on that manifesto. And that manifesto is seriously a leftist dream. And he agreed from the Green New Deal, getting rid of your planes, no more airplane trips. Remember the crazy senator from Hawaii? Do you like the Green New Deal? I love it very much, she said. Oh, okay, well, you're the senator from Hawaii. That's right, the beautiful island of Hawaii. She said, well, you know, under the Green New Deal, you basically can't fly in an airplane. Oh, that's a problem. So they said they'd build a bridge from the mainland to Hawaii. It's 2,000 miles long, but these are minor details. Now, remember her when they explained to her that, you know, planes are out, cows are out, cows. They don't want cattle, they don't want cows. Did they withdraw that one? That was a tough one, wasn't it? They don't want cows, bad for the ozone layer. Who would even think of that? I mean, you got to be sick to even think it, okay? Give me a break. Give me a break. And I guess under that theory, this big guy is next. He's next. No, it's a sick deal going out there. You know, to do it the way they want would cost $100 trillion. That's more money than this country could earn in 1,000 years, okay? To do it right. We don't like that building. The windows are too large. Oh, okay, let's rip it down and build a new one. What windows are you going to have? We're not going to have windows anymore. Environmental. So it's, you know, they love wind too, right? The big windmills, I always say, the greatest graveyard in the world for birds. Just walk under a windmill. You will see more dead birds than you will ever imagine. What's happening, including eagles. You know, in California, they put you in jail if you shoot a bald eagle, right? You go to jail, right? These windmills are knocking them out of the sky all day long. It's unbelievable. And yet they want wind. And wind also is it's very hard to store the electricity from wind. So if you go home and you want to watch television because President Trump is on and you want to watch one of his very brilliant State of the Union addresses, if the wind isn't blowing, the husband looks at the wife and says, darling, I'm sorry, you can't watch tonight. The wind is not blowing. And she looks at him, I like the old days much better. But the rhetoric of Biden and the radical left puts your law enforcement in serious danger. Last weekend, 2 Los Angeles sheriff's deputies were ambushed and shot at point-blank range, and we have everybody looking for that creep that did it. And you know, I called him an animal the other night. I said he's an animal, and we were challenged by some people on the left. He's not an animal, he's a human being. He's not a human being. They got to find him. They got to find him. And the penalty has to be very fast, very swift, and very, very severe. Can't do that. You know, we called for the death penalty if you kill a policeman. You know that, right?